I have heard so many times, Megan, that, I know people have it worse off than me. And my response is, but you are the most important person right now that I am speaking to, that we are speaking to. We want to help you. We don't compare.
I'm Meg Heritage, and this is another episode of Positivity in Practice. And today I am here with my dear friend, the executive director of one of my favorite charities in town, Mosaic Counseling, Sarah Lewakowski.
Hello.
Lewakowski. We just did this.
You did it right.
Lewakowski.
Yeah. Right.
Not Lewandowski.
No.
Lewakowski.
Right. Thank you.
Sarah, thanks for making time for us. I appreciate you.
Well, I very much appreciate you. You are such a giver in this community, Megan.
Well, it's easy to give when people make it clear and transparent and you understand exactly what you're doing. So I want to help our listeners today to understand what Mosaic does. And I want to look at it again from two angles, right? Like if you are somebody who may need help in the mental health and wellness space, or if you are somebody who really feels compelled to give to a nonprofit that is inside of that mental health and wellness space.
Perfect.
Okay.
I can do both.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I try to always say Mosaic is the easiest place to refer someone to because it's the easiest place to reach out to get professional counseling help. Navigating mental health, no matter what. No matter if you are uninsured, underinsured, which means high deductible. Mm-hmm. So lots of people have insurance but have deductibles that would mean they cannot go see a therapist. Or you have amazing insurance, or you can pay cash, whatever someone's rate is, a therapist's rate is, it's still hard to navigate. Who do I see?
Right.
Who can I trust? Who's the expert in what I need or the 5 things that I need? So for someone out there that needs counseling that would benefit from professional counseling, Mosaic is easy. We don't turn anyone away now in Ottawa and Kent Counties.
Love that.
So we expanded and, hope to do a little bit more of that coming up in some point. But when you call right now, and actually something we added this year is now you can go to our website and schedule that free intake.
Okay.
So you don't have to call during business hours. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to make an appointment on the weekend. I just want to do that through a website. So that we have that capability now. So in the middle of the night, someone might decide, I want to go see a therapist. Yeah. I don't have to wait. So we can see people fairly quickly for that intake. If someone's feeling like they're in crisis, not emergency room crisis, but you know what? All these things the walls are crashing down on me. I just need to get in. I've been thinking about this for so long. Then we can get someone in, sooner than later. Like that, maybe within a couple days or a day. So that intake is talking to one of our intake specialists.
Right.
And that's that time to, what is going on in my life? This is what I'm looking for. I've been in counseling before. It didn't work for me because I saw a therapist that didn't really talk much, and they didn't give me a lot of directives or homework. And so this is what I'm looking for. I want to see a male, a female, virtual, in person, all those things. I want it to be faith-based. I don't want it to be faith-based. Whatever it is, we have a therapist for you, or maybe multiple ones. Yeah. Because we are up to 270 therapists.
Which is wild because I feel like when we started, I don't even know when we started giving to Mosaic. It's truly one of my favorites for sure. Because I just feel like it's such a need, especially with this loneliness epidemic. And there's just so many things that cause that stress, right? I feel like you had 50 or something.
Probably.
When you were in the White House at First Press. And
At one point we had maybe 15.
Wow.
In the White House, when I started.
Maybe it was that. Maybe it was 20 years ago. How long have you been there?
This is my 22nd year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so we've been in town for, I think, about that. Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Yeah, it is. So for someone seeking counseling, it again, it is so easy. And during that intake, if someone says, I don't have insurance, we will say, no problem. And our copay goes all the way to $6 or volunteer work.
Yeah.
And volunteer work is just really, hey, is there somewhere that you know of in the community, a nonprofit or a church? Maybe you would like to do something. It's just an honor system,
You can walk
you
people
know.
next door to Gracious Grounds and
Sure,
would you
yeah.
like to play a game?
Well, when we were just us in the
Yeah.
White House and just serving the Tri-Cities, then I might actually say, hey, we have a fundraiser coming up. Would you help me stuff envelopes?
Right.
I mean, it might be like that.
Yeah.
But, the bigger we are, though. But all of that happens during the intake. You don't have to, because sometimes someone might be in a situation like that and they might hear, well, now we need to schedule you with our billing department so we can see if you're eligible to get a sliding scale. You just lost them.
Yeah.
They will never call back,
Right.
or maybe not call back. So all that happens right there. If they find out that someone needs to get in right away, I have, and we have made sure that people maybe see their therapist that day or the next day,
Yep.
depending on what's happening.
And you're seeing kids, like adolescents and kids and
Any
grown-ups
age.
and everybody. I think
Yes.
that's a really important thing for people to know.
That is any age, any issue, any insurance status.
Yep.
We've got you.
Yeah, you do for sure. And I'll be super honest. I gave and gave for years, and we still give. But I've also been a client, and had to pick up the phone and really told myself. I had a client and a dear friend who died by suicide, and I was just white walking. Like I was just up in the night, and I was just so sad. And I had a friend before that who made that same choice, and this one I was left a note, and it was horrendous. And my husband actually said, I think that you better call your friend Sarah. And I said, what am I going to say? I live in this beautiful house.
Yeah.
I have a husband who loves me. I have 2 children who are fantastic. I have enough food. I have, more than the things that anybody else needs, but I'm just sad.
Yeah.
And he said,
Yes.
yes, that's exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that taught me so much now sitting in the room. Like I'm quick to raise my paddle for students, especially your daughter, like breaks my heart every year when she, is inside of the schools,
right,
and helping high school students and middle school students to get the resource of a therapist. But I feel like there's this sort of space of like, I'm not sick enough. I'm not sad enough.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you called. And again, I'm so sorry that you lost your friend.
Yeah.
It's just, I always feel like, gosh, if we could just get people in, the sooner, the better.
Right.
And I think what you were also talking about, though, too, is that some people believe, well, Mosaic helps people who don't have insurance. No, we help everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Everybody. Because, again, who do I go see?
Right.
And so, I have heard so many times, Megan, that, I know people have it worse off than me. And my response is, but you are the most important person right now that I am speaking to, that we are speaking to. We want to help you. We don't compare,
Right.
but it's maybe debilitating to you right now. It's impeding with your functioning. We don't want you to feel this way. We want to connect you to one of those therapists,
Right.
One of our therapists, to help you navigate through whatever you're going through.
Yeah. I think it was such a beautiful like God moment for me, because it was like, oh wow, okay, so I've been raising my paddle to give other people help and writing checks, and I just really struggled to reconcile that particular situation, and had handled a lot of loss previous to that. But this one was just like, you have to be kidding me, right? Because you always feel like you missed something when you have a note, right?
Absolutely.
But I think, what was such a blessing in it is just learning that I would have told you like, there's no stigma in asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
I already had like
Mm-hmm.
my kids with a coach because I felt like that was a really good space for them to be in looking at learning modalities and doing all these things. And I was inside of the schools and have a master's degree in education
Right.
and know all of these things. But then when
Yes.
it came to me,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, wow. So I literally have some bias, maybe not against other people, but I've got self-bias, if that's even a thing.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's just denial
Right.
of, I don't need this. This is not for me.
Yeah. And then
I'm
trying to
strong.
navigate it, right? And
Mhm.
I was like, well, wait a second. If I'm giving money to this thing, then I shouldn't be, going there. It's like when
Yes.
my kids ask at
Mhm.
Josh Bite Works, like Love in Action, when we do the food truck and they're like, well, can we
Mhm.
have some yogurt? Like,
Mhm.
I
Right.
shouldn't be there in that space, but it was so
Mhm.
simplistic. They just took my regular insurance
Yes.
and I paid my copay and
Mhm.
off we went.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you got matched up
I did.
to someone right for you.
I did. And I felt like the intake process was really important because I was dealing with a very specific, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Situation.
Right.
And that allowed me to be very specific in I don't know, I'm going to use the word fix, but that's not
Mhm.
like reconcile it in a way where I could at least like move forward.
Absolutely.
And also realize if I'm stuck, then the people around me can get stuck too.
Absolutely.
And I don't want that.
Nope. That ripple effect.
Yeah. Where mom's really sad right
Mhm.
now and thinking that, my little boys don't feel that and or big boys now, I guess. So
Yeah.
So you have, I just feel like it's important for me to share that because I know there's somebody out there that thinks like, I can't do it.
Mhm.
Right.
No, I'm so glad you did. And thanks for doing that.
Yeah. I love the like, yeah, well, I did it. So, I mean, then nobody
Mhm.
judged me. Nobody
Right.
was, how dare she come in here and use up our
Mhm.
resources? And
Oh,
I
gosh,
have
no.
sold houses to many of your counselors.
Mhm.
And I mean, often I'm checking on them. Like,
Mhm.
how are you?
Yes. And thank you for that.
And your daughters and like everybody, I mean, everybody surrounding you is in a space of like just pouring out their, I think, soul to make people better.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about ways that we know how we can get help. So you call the number. There's a beautiful human being who will answer the phone. They will ask you questions.
Yes.
Once you're there, eyeball to eyeball, super comfortable inside of a room where, it's quiet and nobody else is around.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will pair you up.
Right. And actually, all of our intakes, or most of them now, are over the phone.
Oh, are they?
It happened because of COVID.
Oh, and it works.
And it had to. And we just kept it ever since because, especially covering the entire county
Yeah.
and another county now, it's easier for people.
Yeah.
People could always come in if they want, and
Sure.
sometimes somebody wants to, but we do offer it over the phone. It's just
I feel like
easier.
that makes so much sense. And I feel like it allows like the person a little bit of space
Yes.
while they're telling their story. They're not eyeball to eyeball.
Right.
Well, and maybe I guess it could be better for some people and,
Yeah.
worse
And then,
for others.
right. And then it's interesting too, then during that intake, you say, are you interested in person or virtual?
Yeah.
And you hear, I have to be in the room with someone, or you know what, this is so awesome because I can now do my therapy on my lunch break in my car.
Right.
And so it's just all different, but it's just different options. Then it just opens it up.
Yeah, I love that.
Or some people like a combo.
So you guys do deserve. Yes, you do deserve. I was wait until you hear what I was about to say. You guys do get some funding, right? In that space.
So not federal, but we do now receive money from the state.
Okay,
and
from
that's
the
just
state.
kind of more recent, probably in the last maybe 5-6 years.
So let's go back to that. You guys do deserve money from the state.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
where
you.
I was going with that, I guess. So how else, if we're looking at this, how else can we give? How else can we support this space?
Well, and you had asked me why would someone?
Right.
Why would they want to?
Yeah.
I do want to mention that school outreach program.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
So, and that was built upon just, our mission is everyone deserves professional counseling.
Yeah.
And no matter what, just easy. Built upon that is our school outreach program, where we go into schools. And that is to reduce the barrier of financial and transportation. And so we started that right here in Grand Haven, one school at Central High School, and that was 18 years ago now.
Right. So our alternative ed.
Yes, right.
Yep.
And you've heard me say this at fundraisers, but it was a pilot. We sent 2 therapists into the school to say, okay, is this going to work?
Yeah.
You know, how is this going to work? And one of the young men at that school told our therapist, you're the reason I'm coming to school right now.
Yeah.
And we just thought, okay, we have to do as much of this as we possibly can do, and it has to be free to the families because it's just free, no copay or anything. And so now, right now, we are now in 38 schools all over Ottawa. We just added Saugatuck this year. They are part of the Ottawa Area ISD. And Kentwood is our first school in Kent County. That's amazing. It is, in all those years, thousands now of kids K through 12.
Right.
That for some of them, it has changed the trajectory of their lives.
100%. When you look at ACE's data, and like the book, The Deepest Well, is unbelievable. And
yes.
If you all are listening to this and you haven't read that and you have someone, their adverse childhood experiences and they stack up, and essentially the punchline at the end of the book is one person, like somebody being eyeball to eyeball to say you have value. And it's that simplistic.
Yes.
Sometimes for people to be able to get out of what was and into what can be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So those therapists are going in there, they have a unique relationship with those students. Then they see them every week. It's just like, you were seeing someone in an office. It's not whoever comes in.
Right.
It's your clients in the school. And it's not uncommon for sometimes the kids to have suicidal ideation, homicidal ideation. And those therapists are trained and they know exactly what to do. They have our support. They might reach out just to maybe assist in any way with a student needs to be inpatient right now.
Right, yeah. Because
of the suicidal ideation and what they're saying. So that is something that we always are looking, for support from the community with the schools.
Well, and I feel like you're supporting the student, but then you're also supporting the teacher, and you're also supporting the administration.
Right.
You're supporting, the police force and all of the things where this kind of thing could potentially go wrong if it's left
absolutely, yeah,
unchecked or unhelped, right?
Yeah, right. We do have an employee assistance program, which we're the EAP for some school districts.
Okay.
Which we've done that for almost 18 years as well. But what's really neat is we didn't think about being the EAP for school districts.
Yeah.
We are for profits, nonprofits. And it was some teachers who said to our school outreach therapist, so, hey, can I get this? And she said that to me, and I said, oh my gosh, of course. Yeah. We could be their EAP. So you talk about a wraparound then for a district where anyone who works there can be part of our EAP. And then we're seeing the students as part of the school outreach program.
Well, and I can just see the benefit in that in the way that a therapist speaks to a teacher and a teacher may then speak to a kid, right? Mm-hmm. Just the tools that they're learning, then being able to put those into space of conflict resolution and all of the other things that, we have going on right now. So I know we always sponsor the fashion show. Just it's so much fun.
You do.
And
Thank you.
When we raised, so I know years ago, when you raise your paddle for $1,000, how far does that go inside of the school with the kid?
So it's gone up just a little bit.
Okay.
When it used to, but we would say that $1,000 could support a student for the whole school year.
Right.
It's probably more like $1,200 right now.
Okay.
But it's still nominal to think of that student is seeing a therapist almost, not right at the beginning of the school year, but almost the entire school year weekly. It's amazing. And, I just read a statistic not too long ago that if a community, if a county, if there's access to professional counseling, what it does to save money in almost every different area for a county, judicial, education, physical, so for medical, for a couple different areas that I can't remember. There are 5 of them, but it saves a county the size of Ottawa $18 to $34 million a year. And all of those services that are not now going to be needed because someone has access to professional counseling. Certainly, we're seeing that with the school outreach, and then just everybody,
Well,
anybody,
yeah, I mean, it's saving the county money and the place. It's also saving lives.
and it's saving lives, absolutely. And then we also do our suicide prevention training.
Yes, that's
The
great.
QPR.
So I did that years ago.
Good.
And I think that's, if you have a business and you want a training to be in that space, I think that's fantastic. One of the things that was so wild about it is the amount of kids that are trying to counsel, adolescents that are trying to counsel adolescents without help. So I think all adolescents and, middle schools and teenagers, they should know that there's a resource and that you're not the person, that burden doesn't have to be on you.
Nope.
Because I know we all try, but we're not trained.
Right.
And as a grown-up, you can see where something is no longer a conversation, but it feels more like we need something a little more clinical. We need somebody with better tools maybe than I have right now.
Absolutely.
To help you out.
Yeah.
I think that has been like when somebody is sad and when I realized that I could pay, for myself or my own family or the, ADD testing or ADHD testing or those kinds of things. It made it so easy to say, this is something that I want to financially lean into. And then I laughed because I always bring new people every year. I at least try to introduce them to Mosaic. And I had a client there and the client was so sweet. And she was like, it's so cool that you can just like raise your paddle and, you can sponsor the event. And I'm looking at her going like, girl, the only reason I can raise my paddle and sponsor the event is because you support Blue West Properties in my business. Like it's a big...
Oh, it is.
Right?
Yes. I always consider you aren't just giving Mosaic money.
Yeah.
We're partnering.
Yeah.
People want to do something to help the mental health of a community.
Right.
Of kids and of their neighbors. But how do I do it?
Yeah.
Well, we're partners. We're doing that together.
Yeah. I think that part is probably the coolest thing when you look at all of the different populations that are being served inside of that space, from, police officers to teachers to people who just went through loss to kids to on and on and on we go. And, just everyone, literally everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about the events and the things that are happening soon.
Right. So our next event is called Cabaret. And you were at our Bella Musica last year.
Yeah, that was so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. I loved my table too. I met all new people. I went by myself.
Yay. Oh.
And it was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Good.
I literally within 2 minutes of sitting down, I had a fun jacket on and a gentleman turned and he was like, "Oh, aren't you interesting?" And I was like, "Oh, great. I'm at the right table. I'll be fine here."
That's perfect.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. So we're changing it up this year. We have Cabaret, and it's going to be March 26th at Pigeon Creek. We're back there, their
Beautiful.
event center.
Chase, so good.
Back with Encore AV, who just make
gosh, Bill Gilbert, the best.
Any room look incredible.
Yep.
And we're going to have people from Great Lakes Circus.
Wow.
So during the cocktail hour and all of that, we're going to have some of them, and they're amazing to kind of entertain, walk through the crowd.
Very cool.
And then we're going to have a great dinner, and then we're going to have a show, a little cabaret show, an old-fashioned, different acts. And it's going to start, though, with a gentleman who has played the MC from Cabaret before on stage.
Awesome.
And he is absolutely amazing. We're going to also be joined by Shay Chalupa, and she does all the theater at Spring Lake.
Oh, okay.
And so she's bringing some of the kids from there,
Love
the
that.
high school kids, to debut one of the songs from their new their musical that they're going to have this year.
Fun.
Once Upon a One More Time, which
Awesome.
is Britney Spears music.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go. I love it. So what are tickets? What do they cost?
So tickets are $150.
Okay.
And we'll also have a super great auction.
Right. Always.
Live and silent. And if anyone's out there and they can't go, but they would like to donate something for the auction, that'd be great. We're going to have a wine garden, If anyone wants to just donate some wine, again, they can't go, but they want to donate some wine. And then we also have sponsorships available.
Love that. Okay, so you can do the sponsorship. You can buy the tickets. You can bring a little posse, which is like how I like to do it. Bring my friends with me. Have a nice night out. You also have an event that always happens in the fall, which is the fashion show.
Right. Yes.
So,
I don't have a date for that yet.
Totally fine.
But yeah, I'm always excited about the fashion show.
Yes. And that one often sells out. Super fun. Really, like, again, with the silent auction, awesome sponsorship opportunities there. Usually a paddle raise. This year, a light up ring situation, which was super fun.
Oh my gosh, that turned out great.
I know. I loved that. That was really neat. And just a really, really neat way to understand more about what Mosaic is doing in the community. Anything else that you want to have land with our listeners here today?
I would say if you ever want to know more about Mosaic, you have questions, I am always up for a cup of coffee.
Yes, you are.
Love to meet you. You can come on over to Mosaic if you want. I can meet you a lot of times right down at Oddsides or Aldea. We have great places around. And certainly if you have ever been thinking about professional counseling or you know someone who you think would benefit, we are here for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a lot easier than you might think.
It is a lot easier. I have people reach out to me personally through every different mode of transportation,
right? Yeah,
of communication is what I mean.
Yes, yeah.
And you can certainly do that as well. But yeah, our people who do the intakes, they're amazing, and you will be treated with dignity and compassion and respect as you should. To get connected.
And I can say that was absolutely 100% true for me. And I was giving to it long before I became a client or whatever we want to call myself in that. But that was a weird day when I had to say like, hi, I need to raise my paddle for my selfish now. And I'm going to need a little bit of help, I think, getting through this one because I'm super sad. So I appreciate you, what you do, you as a person, your beautiful daughters.
No, thank you.
All of the things that you've done to support the community and continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Meg Heritage. This has been another episode of Positivity in Practice. I hope that this one hits you where it really matters. I hope that you hang on to the information about Mosaic in case it comes up that you need help or somebody else that you love needs help. We are in a loneliness epidemic. People are, I believe, holding the way that they feel, right? I think we use this word fine a lot. So feelings inside not expressed is what I'm calling fine these days. So sometimes it's better to ask people what the hardest thing is. And Mosaic is doing really positive things and helping them, and they're here if you need them. Meg and Heritage, Positivity in Practice. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. If you have liked this podcast, please like and subscribe. We just made it to over 1,000 subscribers, which is really exciting. Thank you to Rediscover who helped us to do that. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.